Your creatinine levels are climbing. Your GFR is dropping. If this sounds like your latest lab report, you need to stop eating brown rice and whole wheat bread immediately. Instead, you should reach for white rice. It sounds crazy, right? Everything we have been told about nutrition is being flipped on its head. Did you know that the very foods you believe are superfoods are actually the ones quietly destroying your kidney filters every single day? Proteinuria? It is a word you might have ignored on your medical chart, but this measurement of protein in your urine is a direct indicator of your longevity. It is not just a lab value, it is a desperate cry for help from inside your body. If you continue to ignore these signs, the road ahead leads to one place we all dread: dialysis. I am Dr. Mattheus from Kidney Health 365. Statistics show that millions of Americans are living with kidney disease right now, yet 90% of them have no idea. Why? Because your kidneys do not have pain receptors. You might mistake your constant fatigue, loss of appetite, or rising blood pressure as just part of getting older. This lack of awareness is exactly why kidney disease is called the silent killer. It progresses in total silence until it is nearly too late. So how do you protect yourself naturally and safely? The answer lies at the root: your daily nutrition. Choosing exactly what your kidneys need while removing foods that masquerade as healthy but pack a dangerous punch of phosphorus, potassium, and protein can change everything. In this video, I will reveal 3 specific grains you must remove from your diet immediately and 3 gold standard foods proven by research to help clear your blood, reduce inflammation, and stabilize your kidney markers. But first, we have to address a massive misunderstanding that is likely sitting in your kitchen right now. It is a habit that seems healthy, but might be the very thing holding your recovery back. Why have we been told for decades that whole grains are the ultimate health choice, even when they might be failing our kidneys? For years, we have been conditioned to believe that the darker the bread and the coarser the grain, the better it is for our health. You see it in every fitness magazine and hear it from every general nutritionist. They tell us that whole grains are the holy grail of dieting because they are packed with fiber, help manage weight, and keep blood sugar stable. For the general population, this is actually great advice. But when you are over 55 and your kidney function is no longer at 100%, the rules of the game change completely. The fundamental reason we have fallen for this myth is that we are looking at nutrition through the lens of heart health or diabetes management rather than kidney preservation. While the outer bran layer of a grain provides excellent fiber, it also acts as a storage vault for high concentrations of phosphorus and potassium. In a healthy body, the kidneys easily filter out the excess of these minerals. However, as your kidney filters become tired and worn, they can no longer keep up. What was once a healthy nutrient for a marathon runner becomes a metabolic toxin for someone with declining kidney function. It is not that the doctors were wrong, it is that their advice was not meant for your specific situation. We have been taught to fear white rice and white pasta as empty calories, but for a kidney patient, these refined foods are actually a safe haven because they have been stripped of the mineral burden that causes calcification in your arteries and bone disease. It is time to stop following general health trends and start eating for the reality of your biology. Understanding this shift in perspective is the first step towards saving your kidneys. Now that we have cleared up why the standard advice fails you, we need to identify the specific culprits hiding in your pantry. Let us dive into the 3 specific grains that are masquerading as health foods while actively acting as a hidden enemy to your kidney health. Brown rice is often celebrated as the ultimate health grain because it remains in its natural whole state with the bran and germ intact. For many of you, it has been a staple in your diet to help manage weight and fiber intake. However, for those monitoring kidney function, this grain presents a major challenge because its nutritional profile can inadvertently strain your renal system. The primary concern lies in the mineral density of the outer layer. Brown rice contains nearly 3 times the amount of potassium and significantly higher levels of phosphorus compared to white rice. In a healthy body, these minerals support nerve function and bone health, but when kidney filtration slows down, these elements accumulate in the blood. Furthermore, rice plants are uniquely efficient at absorbing arsenic from the soil. This heavy metal is concentrated in the outer bran. For a kidney patient, clearing arsenic is difficult, and its presence can lead to chronic inflammation and damage to the delicate microvessels within your kidneys. The risk is highest for those in stage 3 or 4 of chronic kidney disease. Consuming brown rice daily can lead to a mineral overload that causes itching bone pain and heart palpitations. You should be especially cautious if your laboratory tests show rising phosphorus levels, as this is a clear signal that your body can no longer handle the bran layer of the grain. To protect your health, the best approach is to limit brown rice significantly or switch to safer alternatives. If you do choose to eat it, occasionally rinsing the rice thoroughly and cooking it in a large volume of water, similar to how you cook pasta, can help reduce some of the arsenic and mineral content. Always monitor your portion sizes to keep your total daily potassium intake within a safe range. For variety, you might consider blending a small amount of brown rice with cauliflower rice. This variation provides the texture you enjoy while drastically reducing the mineral burden and adding kidney-friendly antioxidants. Another option is to use aromatic white basmati rice, which offers a lower glycemic index than standard white rice, but lacks the dangerous bran layer. Please remember to consult with your renal dietitian if you are taking phosphate binders, as these grains can interfere with your medication effectiveness. If you were unaware of these risks and have been eating brown rice regularly, please comment with a 0. If you already knew this and have made the switch, comment with a 1 so we can share our experiences. While rice is a major part of many diets, it is not the only grain hiding a secret. Next, we must discuss a common breakfast staple that many believe is the heart-healthiest choice, but it might be secretly hardening your arteries. Whole wheat bread has long been marketed as a gold standard for heart health and digestive regularity. For decades, we have been told to choose the brown loaf over the white one to get more fiber and nutrients. If you are over 55, you likely made this switch years ago thinking you were doing your body a massive favor. However, for those of us protecting our kidney function, this common pantry staple can actually become a significant obstacle to our health goals. The mechanism behind this danger is the high concentration of phosphorus found in the wheat bran. Unlike the phosphorus found in meat, the phosphorus in whole grains is often bound as phytate, but a significant portion is still absorbed by your body. When your kidneys are healthy, they maintain a delicate balance between calcium and phosphorus. But when filtration slows down, phosphorus levels in your blood begin to rise. This excess phosphorus acts like a silent thief, pulling calcium out of your bones and depositing it into your soft tissues and blood vessels. This process, known as calcification, makes your arteries stiff and your bones dangerously brittle. The risks are particularly high for individuals dealing with stage 3 kidney disease or higher. Just 2 slices of whole wheat bread can contain more than double the phosphorus of white bread. Over time, this daily habit can lead to a condition called secondary hyperparathyroidism, where your body's mineral balance becomes completely unhinged. If you often feel bone pain or unusual skin, itching, your morning whole wheat toast might be a contributing factor that your kidneys are struggling to process. To manage this safely, you do not have to give up bread entirely, but you must choose wisely. Switching to a high-quality white sourdough or a simple white bread can immediately reduce your daily phosphorus intake. Sourdough is an excellent choice because the natural fermentation process helps break down some of the anti-nutrients, making it easier on your digestive system without the heavy mineral load of the whole grain bran. For a healthy variation, try topping your sourdough toast with kidney-friendly healthy fats like a thin layer of avocado or some unsalted butter. This provides the satiety you crave without the mineral spike. Another great alternative is using refined flour tortillas for wraps, which generally stay within the safe limits for phosphorus and potassium. A special precaution for those on a low-protein diet: whole wheat bread also contains more plant-based protein than white bread, which can add to the nitrogenous waste your kidneys must filter. If you have been eating whole wheat bread every day thinking it was the healthiest choice, please comment with a 0. If you have already made the switch to white or sourdough bread, comment with a 1. While bread is a daily habit for many, there is another superfood grain that has taken the world by storm, but its high protein content might be pushing your kidneys to the breaking point. Let us look at why the trendy quinoa might not be the friend you think it is. Quinoa has earned a global reputation as a powerhouse superfood, often hailed as the perfect plant-based protein. It is one of the few plant sources that contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a favorite for health-conscious adults looking to reduce their meat consumption. For many of you over 55, adding quinoa to your salads or breakfast bowls felt like a major step toward better nutrition. However, for those navigating the challenges of kidney health, this trendy grain can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. The mechanism that makes quinoa so dangerous for compromised kidneys is its incredible nutrient density. While being nutrient-dense is usually a positive trait, quinoa is packed with high levels of potassium, phosphorus, and plant protein. When you consume high amounts of protein, your kidneys must increase their workload to filter out the nitrogenous waste. This leads to a state called hyperfiltration, where the tiny units in your kidneys known as nephrons are forced to work at an unsustainable pace. Imagine a high-pressure hose blasting through a delicate silk screen. Eventually, the screen will tear. This is exactly how the high protein and mineral content in quinoa can accelerate the scarring of your kidney filters. The risks are especially high for those who already see protein in their urine, a condition known as proteinuria. Because quinoa is so small, it is very easy to eat a large portion without realizing you have just consumed a massive dose of potassium that your kidneys cannot easily clear. This can lead to hyperkalemia, which can cause dangerous heart rhythm issues. If you have been told to limit your protein intake to preserve your GFR, quinoa might be doing more harm than good by keeping your kidneys in a constant state of overwork. How you handle this depends on your current stage of health. If you absolutely love quinoa, the best way to use it is as a very small garnish rather than a main base. You must treat it like a high-potency supplement rather than a side dish. Always soak it for several hours and rinse it multiple times before cooking to help leach out some of the minerals, though this will not remove the protein burden. For a safer variation, try mixing a tablespoon of quinoa with a large bowl of steamed white rice. This gives you the nutty texture you love while keeping the overall mineral and protein load within a safe range for your kidneys. Another kidney-friendly alternative is using shirataki noodles or miracle rice, which are nearly calorie and mineral-free, allowing you to enjoy a bulky meal without the renal stress. A special precaution for those with a history of kidney stones: quinoa is also very high in oxalates, which can contribute to the formation of painful calcium oxalate stones. If you have been using quinoa as a major part of your diet, please comment with a 0. If you have already limited your quinoa intake to protect your kidneys, comment with a 1. Understanding these hidden risks in popular grains can be overwhelming, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. It is time to stop focusing on what you cannot eat and start looking at the delicious kidney-friendly alternatives that can actually help stabilize your health. Let us move on to the 3 golden grains that are safe, satisfying, and gentle on your kidneys. White rice is frequently criticized in the modern fitness world as being an empty-calorie food or a simple carb that we should avoid. For decades, the general advice for Americans has been to choose brown over white to ensure better health. However, in the world of kidney preservation, white rice is actually a misunderstood hero. If you are over 55 and managing declining kidney function, this humble grain is one of the safest and most effective ways to fuel your body without causing internal damage. The mechanism that makes white rice so beneficial for your kidneys is exactly what makes others dislike it: the removal of the outer bran and germ. By refining the grain, the heavy concentrations of phosphorus and potassium are stripped away. What remains is a clean source of energy that your body can easily process. Unlike brown rice, white rice contains very low levels of arsenic, as this toxin primarily resides in the discarded outer husk. When you eat white rice, you are giving your kidneys a much-needed break because there are virtually no mineral filters to clog or toxic heavy metals to strain your vascular system. The primary benefit here is for anyone in stage 2, 3, or 4 of kidney disease who needs to keep their mineral labs in check. White rice allows you to maintain your weight and energy levels while keeping your phosphorus and potassium levels stable. It is the perfect neutral base that provides satiety without the risk of hyperkalemia or bone disease. If you have been struggling with high lab numbers, switching to white rice can often lead to a noticeable improvement in your next blood test results. To get the most out of this grain, focus on portion control and quality. Choosing long grain varieties like basmati can provide a lower glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar as quickly as short grain sticky rice. Always rinse your rice before cooking to remove excess surface starch, And consider cooking it with a bit of healthy fat like olive oil to further slow down sugar absorption. This makes it a balanced, kidney-safe fuel source for your daily meals. For a delicious variation, try making a kidney-friendly fried rice using chopped egg whites, green onions, and a splash of low-sodium liquid aminos instead of soy sauce. This gives you a high-protein, low-phosphorus meal that feels indulgent but is actually very protective. Another great option is to chill your cooked white rice overnight before reheating it. This creates resistant starch, which is excellent for your gut health without adding any extra mineral burden to your kidneys. A special precaution for those with diabetes: while white rice is safer for the kidneys, it can affect blood sugar. Always pair it with fiber-safe vegetables like cabbage or cauliflower to keep your glucose levels steady. If you have been afraid to eat white rice because you thought it was unhealthy, please comment with a 0. If you have already embraced white rice as a kidney-safe staple, comment with a 1. While white rice is a fantastic foundation for your meals, it is not the only safe harbor in the world of grains. Next, we will explore a versatile Mediterranean favorite that is surprisingly gentle on your renal system and perfect for your favorite comfort dishes. White pasta is often unfairly labeled as a dietary villain in a world obsessed with low-carb trends. We are frequently told that white means bad and that we should only ever consume whole grain or bean-based noodles. But for the millions of Americans over 55 who are quietly battling declining kidney function, white pasta is actually a remarkable ally. It is one of the most kidney-friendly comfort foods available, providing a satisfying meal that won't send your laboratory markers into a dangerous tailspin. The mechanism that makes white pasta so beneficial is the refined nature of the durum wheat used to create it. During the milling process, the phosphorus and potassium-rich bran and germ are removed, leaving behind the endosperm. For someone with kidney disease, this is a blessing. Whole wheat pasta can contain nearly double the amount of phosphorus and significantly more potassium than its white counterpart. By choosing white pasta, you are effectively lowering the mineral tax on your kidneys. This allows your renal system to rest instead of struggling to filter out the excess minerals that lead to vascular calcification and heart strain. The primary benefit is for those in any stage of chronic kidney disease, including those currently on dialysis. White pasta provides a high-energy, low-mineral base that helps prevent muscle wasting, a common issue for kidney patients, without the risk of overloading the blood with electrolytes. It is a predictable and safe fuel source that allows you to enjoy a hearty, traditional meal while keeping your phosphorus levels within the target range. To use white pasta optimally, the secret lies in the cooking method and the pairing. Always cook your pasta al dente or firm to the bite, as this lowers its glycemic index and prevents rapid blood sugar spikes. It is also important to boil the pasta in a large pot of water and drain it thoroughly, which further ensures the mineral content remains low. Watch your portion sizes and aim to fill half your plate with kidney-safe vegetables to keep the meal balanced and nutritious. For a kidney-friendly variation, try tossing your white pasta with a homemade garlic and olive oil sauce instead of heavy tomato sauces, which are often hidden sources of high potassium. You can add roasted red bell peppers and a sprinkle of herbs like parsley or oregano for a burst of flavor that doesn't rely on salt. Another great variation is using cold pasta in a salad with cucumbers and a lemon vinaigrette. The resistant starch formed during cooling is excellent for your digestion and metabolic health. A special precaution for those who also have celiac disease or gluten sensitivity: look for gluten-free pastas made from white rice or corn rather than those made from lentils or chickpeas, as legume-based pastas are extremely high in potassium and phosphorus. If you have been avoiding pasta because you thought all carbs were bad for you, please comment with a 0. If you already use white pasta as a staple in your kidney-safe diet, comment with a 1. Now that we have covered rice and pasta, we have one final golden grain to discuss. It is perhaps the most beloved breakfast and sandwich staple of all, and when made the right way, it can be a true lifesaver for your kidneys. For many of us, the smell of fresh bread is the ultimate comfort, but the fear of white carbs has driven many kidney patients toward heavy whole grain loaves that actually do more harm than good. When it comes to protecting your renal filters, high-quality white bread and especially traditional sourdough are far superior choices. They provide the familiar satisfaction of a sandwich or morning toast without the hidden mineral trap found in whole wheat. The mechanism that makes sourdough a superstar for kidney health is the ancient process of fermentation. While standard white bread is already lower in phosphorus and potassium, because the bran has been removed, sourdough goes a step further. The natural bacteria and yeast used in the fermentation process help break down phytates. Phytates are compounds that usually bind to minerals. By breaking them down, sourdough becomes much easier for your body to digest. More importantly, it offers a lower glycemic index than regular white bread, meaning it provides a steady release of energy rather than a sharp blood sugar spike that can stress the delicate blood vessels in your kidneys. The primary benefit is for anyone over 55 who wants to maintain a normal lifestyle while managing their lab results. Choosing sourdough allows you to keep your phosphorus intake low, which prevents the bone-stealing effect where your body pulls calcium from your skeleton to balance excess minerals in the blood. It is a simple, delicious swap that yields immediate results in your renal health profile. To use this optimally, look for true sourdough made with just flour, water, and salt, rather than mass-produced versions with added preservatives or phosphates. For a kidney-friendly variation, try lightly toasting a slice of sourdough and topping it with a small amount of cream cheese and fresh berries. This provides a low-potassium, low-sodium treat that feels like a cheap meal but is perfectly safe. If you have been avoiding bread altogether out of fear, please comment with a 0. If you have already switched to sourdough to help your kidneys, comment with a 1. Making these small but powerful changes to your grain choices is the first major step in a larger journey. Now that we have identified the enemies and the allies in your pantry, let us wrap everything up with a long-term strategy to keep your kidneys strong and functioning for years to come. We have covered a lot of ground today. We identified why healthy-looking grains like brown rice, whole wheat bread, and quinoa can actually be hidden traps for your kidneys due to their high phosphorus, potassium, and protein content. More importantly, we discovered that simple refined alternatives like white rice, white pasta, and sourdough bread are not just okay to eat, they are actually your best allies in reducing the daily workload on your renal system. It is vital that you understand the urgency of this message. Kidney issues often progress in total silence. By the time you feel physical symptoms like swelling or extreme fatigue, the damage may already be advanced. Every single meal is either a burden or a blessing for your kidney filters. Starting today matters because your kidneys do not have a reset button, but they do have a preservation button, and that button is your diet. I want you to know that you have the power to change your health destiny. Managing your kidney health can feel overwhelming, especially when the advice seems to change, but remember that progress comes from small, consistent choices. You do not have to be perfect, you just have to be better than you were yesterday. I believe in your ability to take control of your kitchen and your future. As a next step, I want you to go to your pantry right now. Pick just one grain that we discussed as a hidden enemy and commit to replacing it with a kidney-friendly version on your next grocery trip. It is a simple 2-minute task that can significantly lower your mineral labs over the next month. Please remember that the information shared today is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with your doctor or a renal dietitian before making significant changes to your diet or lifestyle, especially if you are managing existing health conditions. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a life-saving update. For more practical tips on managing your symptoms, you must watch our next video, Foamy Urine, 4 Fruits and Daily Habits to Protect Your Kidneys, starting today. I will see you there.